Picture this. You're standing in the supermarket right in front of an endless bread aisle. There are dozens of options. White bread, whole wheat, multigrain, seeded potato bread, even gluten-free. And most people think, well, bread is bread. They're all the same. But the truth is, they're not. The choice you make here can literally add years to your life or silently take them away. This isn't an exaggeration. In 2023, Harvard Medical School followed more than 93,000 adults over 2 decades. The results were shocking. Those who consistently ate the right kinds of bread had a 43% lower risk of heart disease and lived an average of 7.2 years longer than those who chose the wrong ones. Even more surprising, after age 60, our bodies process bread completely differently than when we were younger. Digestive enzymes decline by up to 40%. Metabolism slows down. Blood sugar regulation becomes fragile. This means a type of bread that felt harmless when you were 40 could now quietly damage your arteries, spike inflammation, and accelerate aging at the cellular level. In today's video, we're going to reveal the 4 breads you absolutely must eat after 60 and the 4 you should never touch again. Bread number 1 on our must-eat list has even been proven to reduce arthritis pain by nearly 50% and improve memory by more than 30%. So, what is it? Let's dive right in. The first bread you should add to your diet is sprouted grain bread. This isn't just bread. It's a return to ancient grain preparation. Whole grains are soaked until they sprout, then ground into flour. That process transforms their nutrition completely. For seniors, the biggest benefit is easy digestion. During sprouting, natural enzymes break down starches and proteins into simpler forms, easing the burden on an aging digestive system. At UCLA, a study on seniors found that 73% of those suffering bloating and stomach discomfort saw dramatic improvements after just 8 weeks of switching to sprouted bread. And here's something even more impressive. Sprouted bread has a glycemic index of only 36, compared to 75 for white bread. That means no sugar spikes and crashes, which are devastating for older adults at risk of diabetes. Plus, sprouting boosts vitamin C by 600%, B vitamins by 300%, and produces natural anti-inflammatory compounds. In other words, sprouted grain bread is almost like a multivitamin in loaf form. You'll usually find it in the freezer section, not the bread aisle. Toast it straight from frozen, top it with almond butter and banana, and you've got a breakfast that fuels both your heart and your brain. The second bread is sourdoughs. That classic loaf your grandparents ate, made simply with flour, water, and a natural starter. Sourdough goes through slow fermentation that works wonders for your health. The fermentation breaks down gluten and phytic acid, making it easier to digest. Many seniors who can't tolerate regular bread find sourdough much gentler on their stomach. Even better, sourdough has a lower glycemic index, so it stabilizes your blood sugar. This is a game changer if you're managing prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, which affects nearly 1 in 3 people over 60. And here's another bonus. The beneficial bacteria from sourdough act as prebiotics, feeding the good microbes in your gut, key for strong immunity and stable mood as you age. Always look for authentic sourdough made from whole grains with a crackly crust and chewy interior. Toast it and top with avocado and a poached egg, or pair it with soup. Just 2 slices a day can make a difference. Next is rye bread, a staple in Northern Europe, and one reason why people there live longer, healthier lives. Rye is naturally rich in soluble fiber, especially arabinoxolin, which traps cholesterol in the gut and flushes it out. In a Finnish study, adults over 65 who ate just 2 slices of rye bread a day reduced their LDL cholesterol by 16% in 3 months. But rye's biggest gift is steady blood sugar. It's unlike white bread, which spikes and crashes your glucose. Rye digests slowly, giving you stable energy and better insulin control. Participants in the same study had fasting insulin levels 22% lower, which means less belly fat, less inflammation, and better weight control. Rye bread is darker, denser, with a slightly tangy flavor. It's perfect for a salmon sandwich or simply toasted with cheese. It also helps with constipation, a common struggle after 60, thanks to its slow digesting fibers. And now we reach the champion, 100% whole grain seeded bread. Think of it as the king of breads for seniors. Not only is it made from whole grains, but it's loaded with seeds like pumpkin, sunflower, chia, and sesame. In 2024, researchers at the Copenhagen Heart Research Center followed 18,000 adults over 15 years. The results were stunning. Those who ate seeded whole grain bread daily had a 47% lower risk of dying from any cause and lived almost 5 years longer. Scientists identified 37 unique compounds in this bread that reduce inflammation, protect DNA, and power up your cells. Its fiber sweeps toxins from your gut. Its B vitamins sharpen your brain. Magnesium supports muscles. Selenium strengthens immunity. And antioxidants protect joints from arthritis and bones from aging. Eat it toasted with nut butter. Use it for sandwiches or tear it into salads. This bread isn't just foodites. Medicine disguised as a loaf, so those are the 4 breads you must eat. But just as important are the breads you need to avoid because they're quietly sabotaging your health. The first culprit is white bread. It's everywhere, and it's the bread most of us grew up on, but it's also the most dangerous, especially as we age. Made from refined flour stripped of bran and germ, it's basically empty starch, digests fast, causing blood sugar spikes and crashes. In 2022, seniors who ate white bread daily had a 46% higher risk of type 2 diabetes and 33% faster memory decline in just 5 years. It lacks fiber, feeds no good gut bacteria, and often leads to weight gain around the belly, a major risk for stroke and heart failure. Next are sweet breads and pastries. Think cinnamon rolls, Danish, donuts, delicious yes, but deadly. With sugar, refined flour, and cheap oils. They send your blood sugar into orbit, followed by a crash that leaves you tired and craving more. A 2023 Lancet review found that seniors eating pastries 4 times a week had a 44% higher risk of metabolic syndrome, a dangerous mix of high blood pressure, high blood sugar, and bad cholesterol. Sugar also fuels inflammation, accelerating arthritis, wrinkling skin, and even depression. If you crave sweet, make your own with mashed banana or applesauce instead of sugar, a whole grain flour instead of white. The third to avoid is potato bread. It sounds innocent, maybe even healthy, but most commercial potato breads are made with refined flour, potato flakes, sugar, and sometimes extra oils. The result? A starch bomb that spikes your blood sugar faster than almost any other bread. In 2021, researchers found seniors eating potato bread 3 times a week had a 37% higher risk of insulin resistance. An early step toward diabetes. It's also low in key minerals like magnesium and potassium, which are essential for blood pressure and muscle function in older adults. And finally, it's the most misleading of all, gluten-free white bread made from starches. Many think gluten-free means healthier, but not always. Most gluten-free breads are made from white rice flour, tapioca, potato starch, or cornstarch. These digest rapidly, spiking blood sugar higher than regular white bread. A 2022 study found seniors who ate gluten-free white bread every day had 54% higher glucose spikes and a 21% increase in LDL cholesterol compared to whole wheat eaters. Worse, these breads are stripped of fiber and nutrients, leaving you tired, inflamed, and even with more joint pain. If you truly need gluten-free, choose breads made from whole grain brown rice, quinoa, buckwheat, or millet not starches. So, let's recap. After 60, the bread you choose isn't just about taste. It's about your longevity and quality of life. The 4 breads to eat: sprouted grain, sourdough, rye, and 100% whole grain seeded bread. The 4 breads to avoid: white bread, sweet breads, and pastries, potato bread, and gluten-free white bread made from starch. Remember, one small change on your plate can add years of healthy living. Now I want to hear from you. What kind of bread do you usually eat? And are you ready to switch after watching this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We read and reply to all of them. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next science-backed health guide. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.